Hello and welcome back to the Siren YouTube channel. Let's jump straight in with the fourth and final part of the desk build. That was really hard to say. So first task is trying to shift this massive desktop onto the base, which is no easy task on your own because it weighs a ton. Then it's the painstaking process of making sure there's an even gap, both ends and on both sides as well. There's a siren mascot getting in the shot as always. And here I'm just clamping it down to the base just to stop it shifting while I'm putting the screws in. So I'm just fixing the top with just regular coach screws. So drill a couple of pilot holes first and then simply drive in the screws. Nice and simple. Then a final clean down with some more white spirit just to get rid of any grease and dust. Again, gives you a preview of how the grain is going to look once some oil is applied. So I'm just using some Danish oil here with an antique pine finish. And again, I've thinned down the first coat. You don't have to do this, it's just my personal preference. Just so the first coat is nice and runny and you can get it in all the gaps and all the knots. And you can really see instantly how the grain just jumps out at you. Just making sure you get plenty on the end grain as well, because end grain sucks up oil like a sponge, so make sure you pay that extra attention. And once it seems like the oil is no longer soaking into the wood, you've done with that coat. And a little trick here, between coats, just wrap up your cloth in some tin foil that keeps it nice and fresh. And it saves having to change the cloth every time. And you can see it's already looking very shiny. So I then repeated this process, I think I did about 4 coats. The amount of coats is really down to personal preference and the application, i.e. this being a desk, it's not going to see a lot of water, so it doesn't need too many. After the final coat, what I did is took some extra fine steel wool, just to take out all the nibs and any lumps and bumps. And also takes a little bit of the extra shine off, just to leave a lovely sort of satin finish to it. And then a final wipe over with white spirit to take off all the steel wool residue. And there we have it. A chunky pine desk. And here's the desk in place in the customer's house. Already piled high with stuff, looking great. It's nice to see it in use. And it really goes well with the sort of theme in this office. So that's it, project complete, customers happy, I'm happy, lots of lessons learned along the way. I'm sorry the last few parts weren't the most interesting videos in the world. It's a lot of sanding, but the project calls for a lot of sanding, so it's best to still show that, so it's sort of a more real representation of what the job entails. But anyway, hope you enjoyed as much as you could, and if you did enjoy, please hit like and do also subscribe to the channel if you would. That would be great. See you in the next one.